So until my own hustle can bring me like consistent money, consistent deals, contracts, I'm not quitting my job. And so I'm an entrepreneur and I'm also like a worker, you know, like for somebody else. I do 9 to 5, but I also do 5 to 9.
Welcome to the Brand Hustlers Podcast, where innovation meets ambition and stories of success inspire the next generation of business leaders. Each episode, we dive into the journeys of those who hustle, those who make their dreams a reality, and those who are shaping the future of business. Whether an aspiring entrepreneur, a seasoned business owner, or simply a dreamer with a vision, you're in the right place. So get ready to ignite your passion, learn from the best, and transform your ideas into action. This is where your brand story begins. Welcome, Brand Hustlers.
Cool. What's up, Brand Hustlers? We are back for yet another episode of the Brand Hustlers. It's your boy, Ron Roundtree, also known as Tree the Creator. And we are here with Sandra Awodele.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Close enough.
The Coitraveler. Mm-hmm. And funny story, actually met Sandra in the Sam's Club, just randomly walking down the aisles, buying stuff that she have no business buying. She has multiples of, as I do as well. But I'm not even sure how we just got into the conversation. But she is a dope travel influencer, and we're gonna hop into some questions as to what she does, how she does it, and what the goals are for Coitraveler. What's going on, Sandra?
Nothing. It's a good Sunday. You know, sipping on wine, chilling. So
okay. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do, and how did you get into the travel space and the user-generated content?
Yeah. So one, I wanted to make money, and I like money. So that's like really makes the world go around, like they say. But content creation, so really pandemic, I feel like a lot of things originated during the pandemic. People really tapped into their creativity or just found things that they didn't know they could do. And like, oh, I have time now, you know, when you're not busy commuting to work all day and spending hours in traffic and exhausted, you have a little bit more time to just do what you like to do. And I think during that time, I actually launched a podcast during that time as well. But it was more like, it's literally called I Got Problems. Yeah. And I was like, there's a lot of problems to talk about. And the whole world, like, and a lot of the Black movement / protesting was happening during that time. So a lot of the conversations were about that. So in the middle of that, I was traveling as well. And so I was just like, I do like to travel. I didn't even have an Instagram at this point. And I was considering changing careers as well. But I do like to travel. And I was sharing my travels. I had Snapchat at the time. I was sharing my travels on Snapchat. But you know, Snapchat is 24 hours. So it just disappears after I share it. You get that little year summary, whatever. Like, here's how your year went. And I'm like, oh, I did this. I did that. And I realized, like, I don't have a place for it. The editing, it's like the marketing, it's so much. And it's kind of like YouTube. I still think YouTube is a lot of work too, but podcasting was just not going to bring me the money I needed in the time because I didn't want to put as much effort. It was more like a hobby, like fun. There was a time that podcasting was big, and I feel like during that time, a lot of people with mics that shouldn't have had mics originated, and they started spewing. People had nothing else to do but just to listen to a bunch of people who don't know what they're talking about, just telling them shit. And so it kind of got, I don't want to say like saturated. So anyway, I started an Instagram. I opened it up and I was like, what's this app all about? Yeah, I know. I started Instagram 2020. But I'm telling you this because I'm not a social media person. Like, I post and I go. I don't dwell. I don't scroll.
Not a social media person.
I'm telling you the truth. Look, if you look at my screen time, Instagram is like 8 minutes. Like in the full day, maybe 32 minutes. Because I go on, I do not scroll through people's stuff. I don't watch stories. I don't linger on social media because I don't want to be influenced. And I'm the influencer saying this, but I influence you on some good stuff. So you can watch my stuff, okay? So it's really cool.
I mean, it's actually, I believe that's actually how it's, I would say, supposed to be, actually living your life versus consuming so much of other people's lives. And I actually have this thing. I know I have more screen time than you do, but I do have a rule. It's called create before consume. So I actually, in order for me to actually go on to social media or actually start scrolling, I actually have to put something out there.
I love that. I love that. I probably do that without thinking because I'm always in my editing app more than, like my CapCut is like, hours a day versus, because I'm editing, I'm putting stuff. Even this morning when I woke up, I was editing something for somebody else that I did yesterday. And I was like, here you go, off my plate, because I like to just check things off my box. But after that, then I open Instagram, or I edit it and I take it to Instagram. On Instagram, because I'm using the Instagram whatever to set it up, right? Not because I'm scrolling through people's stuff. So the few minutes I'm on there is actually for my content, not for other people.
Did you see my?
No, I've had to tell so many friends that, like, I'm so sorry, but like I really don't watch it. You can't take it. You can't be offended by it. You're not. I don't watch anybody else's. It doesn't make you special or not, but it's just not happening for anyone.
She see y'all in real life. She see y'all in real life.
Literally, like, if you want me somewhere, invite me. I'll show up. I have been showing up. Like, birthday yesterday, a birthday today. Like, I'll show up physically, but like I'm not going to be like, people are like, oh, you didn't share me on your story for my birthday, and I'm like, girl, like, that's time for that. Like, I'll record it, and if I'm there with you on your birthday, I'm like, yes, here in my presence. Like, I'll take flights for people. And I'm like, if I'm flying to see you or I'm flying to do something with you and you're complaining that you weren't on my story, I will take my flight back right now. I will get a return flight home. Since you only care about social media presence, I will do this from my bedroom and save money on a flight. Because there are some people who they care about other people's thoughts. And if it's not showing online, it's not happening for them. And that's why I'm like, for me, if that's the world, I actually had to like assimilate to that. Because I joined social media and I was just like, what is this all about? Like, I didn't have friends, I didn't have followers. I had like 50 people, and I was posting, I think I posted all my Snapchat content because Snapchat lets you save them. I was like, okay, well, this is where I've been so far, so let me just put that on there. And so I put it on there, and I was like, how do you make friends? How do people know that my content exists? Like, I don't know. And a friend of mine was like, you have to add people, like, you have to follow them. And I'm like, but do they follow me? And they were like, well, if they want. I was like, wow, that doesn't sound like
I don't like the way that works.
I don't like that. I don't like that. So I was just like, okay, I guess I'll follow people. And funny enough, people followed back because I had some good content at the time. Like, if you look at my old content from the bottom, like, you can actually scroll to, because I only had like 150 posts or something like that. You can scroll to the bottom and see, like, it was just old photos from places I've been. And I was like, here it is. And then at some point, Instagram had guides. And I was like, oh, I like this idea. So I started writing like my experience in a guide. So if you need to know where to go and how to do things and what to do, this guide was, Instagram did such a bad job of like putting out what guides were. Anyway, they took it out recently last year, so guides no longer exist. And so last year, 2022 December, which was basically 2023, I started my blog. But before all of that, that was because I was like, I want to write about my stuff, but where do I put it? Like, I was putting it all on Instagram, but Instagram just woke up one day and said no. Yeah. They just took it all away. And that made me realize, oh my God, everything can go just like that. Like, if the app decides no more, they're about to ban TikTok soon. Yeah. They decide no, all your stuff is gone. And I was like, where can I place it? Where can I house my stuff? Where people can say, oh, we know about her, or we follow her, or we like your stuff, but like, where can I see it? If social media is not an option for them, well, that's what Google is for. When you Google stuff, it's not always showing you social media, it's showing you websites. So I was just like, oh, okay, I need to create a blog. I made a blog around this time I wasn't working. So I had like 3 months of free time, and I just cracked down, went on. WordPress is the worst place to start. And by the way,
man, I
just want to put that out there.
I don't know why it keeps popping. Like, is this still a thing? Like,
yeah, I built now I'm stuck because everything is connected to WordPress now. But if you want to build a website, I don't even know where to go, but I just wouldn't recommend WordPress if you're like a brand new, I want to do this myself, but I don't know where to start. Do not use WordPress. Your brain is going to be turned into mush. You're going to be so exhausted from trying. And I don't know how I figured it out, but
I don't know. I feel like WordPress is not design friendly. I don't know. It seems like it's just...
But it's like user friendly. And I heard that it was I think it was, I was Googling like how to start, and people were like, use WordPress. It's a good way. And I'm like, okay, if you say so. I don't know. I got on there. I'm like, y'all lied. Like, y'all lied to me big time. Because I was calling customer support, like, and they're like, you got to pay us extra for us to do certain things. And I'm like, I don't want you to build it. I want to build it myself. I know how to build a website. I built a Shopify, which was much simpler. Yeah. That's a website with shopping, multiple products. Right. And I'm like, how is that easier than where I just write stuff?
Right. So I use, I have a Wix. That's actually pretty simple.
It is, but there's a lot of spam connected to Wix. Somebody tried to hack into my social media with Wix. They made a replica of my account and then led people to a sexual page.
You sound like you know about these.
Squarespace, it's good for like instant purchase. Like, if you just want to buy something and you see something you like, it's right there. You click it, you buy it, you get out. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's good for blogging. That's why I was like, for blogging, they said WordPress, because you can shop on there. Mm-hmm. You can buy ebooks, whatever, everything is integrated as long as you pay for it. It's integrated. And if you don't want anything to be purchased, I think the lowest is like $4 or something a month. That's what I started with. And I was like, I just want to build and I built it. And later on, I was like, I want people to be able to buy stuff on there. And so, yeah. So now my travel store is on there and my travel blog is on there as well. Different domains. But connecting so much, it's so hectic. But anyway, all that's really started because I was like, I want to start sharing my content on somewhere. Instagram came up because pandemic, I was bored. I launched Instagram. I found friends. People found me. College friends found me. They were like, "Oh, you were on social media a long time. Like I haven't seen you since we graduated." And I'm like, "Yeah, girl. It's only my third day out here." So like, they're like, oh, "Okay." So it started with a little bit of friends, like a small connect of friends. And I remember I started with like 700 followers after like following people. Like I just was following people. Like hopefully they'll follow me back, So of course, and I was doing that whole like unfollow thing. I was like, "You're not following me back. I'm not a follower.
Man, that is
I'm unfollowing you too." Like, yeah, because I was like, I don't know you. Like, I was just following this to get friends on social media. And you think I'm just following this to your content? I do not care. Like, I don't follow people quickly. But now I don't have the time because there's too many followers to go through the list and unfollow people. It's just tedious. And there are apps for that, but you have to pay. It's just, I follow you. If I follow you, I only follow a few thousand people. And now I'm consciously choosing who to follow because I'm like, wait, I like your content. I want to see more of it. Okay, I'll follow you. I'm not just following people for fun anymore of just like, oh, I just want to make friends. No. You're following me to see what I'm sharing, which is of value. I'm not following you to see your family and friends. I don't care.
It can be overload. It's like, I'm saying this person's content doesn't add any type of value.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And it's exhausting too because it's like, how do people scroll like all day? That's why TikTok is such an addictive. I have people just sit on there just watch. And I'm like, now you've watched all these things. You should spend an hour or two before bed. What did you gain from it? What can you take away from the 1 hour to 2 hours of TikTok spent? You could have used that time to do something. I hate to be that entrepreneur that's like, you could have built a business in 2 hours. No, because it's exhausting and I wouldn't recommend that for anybody because you're actually working for yourself and you're doing a lot more work to keep food on the table. That's why I refuse to quit my job because I want to have consistent money. I hate it. Like I like entrepreneurship because I own my own stuff. But I also want consistent paychecks. Right. Like I want to see money in my bank account every month, realistically. So until my own hustle can bring me like consistent money, consistent deals, contracts, I'm not quitting my job. And so I'm an entrepreneur and I'm also like a worker, like for somebody else. I do 9 to 5, but I also do 5 to 9. And it's not for everybody. You really like, that's why I don't have time for social media because 5 to 9 is not for scrolling through social media. It's for making content and other side hustles so I can build passive income in the future. Gotcha. But you have to have that mentality. It's not for everybody because I've met people, I've talked to them about it. They're like, I don't think like this. How do you even think? How does your brain put that together and say, let me do this? But their mind is just consumerism. Like,
right. And
I'm like, I don't know. I guess it's just your brain. I don't know how. I can't say where it comes from for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think that people. There's the consumerism, but it's like you have to be conscious of what's going on. I think that's the main thing, because you can get sucked in and just like the dopamine, that good feeling and going down that path of I want to go on this trip, I want to go on that trip.
Yeah,
and
which is what I sell. That's literally what I create things to make you feel like I want to go there. So then you can go, or I want to use that, or I want to see it.
And inspired. You see some, it's like I like the funny memes you talk about. When you created this whole itinerary, and for the group of girls, for your group, and then everybody's talking about what we doing.
Yeah, literally, that was one of my most viral content with like millions of views because people are just like,
like I'm stressed out. Like what?
I was literally, the video was showing me drinking wine and I was like shaking with the wine glass, like, because I was like, I want to like fight. Like, let's tussle. Let's go outside, see on site.
See with these hands. Y'all,
are you kidding me? After all that hard work, you're going to be asking me what we doing? Oh, when we arrived, you have all we knew you paid money. You set all and now you're talking about what's the next activity? Ma'am, look in the chat. Now Apple does the thing where you can swipe to the left and literally see the content that's been shared. You don't have to scroll through the chat. You can just swipe to the left and see screenshots. You can see links and like other whatever. You can literally see a list of things where it's like, no, but there's just rather just go in the chat and ask. Like the laziness of people. Like they'd rather just ask so you can tell them. And I'll just tell them, go through the, like, what do you want me to say? And I tell that to my friends all the time. Like I'll send that video before we start planning the trip. Like, y'all, don't do this. Y'all know. And everybody knows, like, you can't be mad because it's like, look first before you ask. It's like people asking you stuff they can Google. Like you can't be that lazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So do you do travel agent type things, coordinating trips or and creating itineraries or?
Yeah, the thing is with UGC content, you make content for other people.
Okay,
they pay
so
you.
before we go, what is UGC content? I know what it
Okay,
is, but
so yeah. So for everybody else, it's user-generated content. So as a user, you're a user, I'm a user, I use something, and then I generate content, natural, aesthetically pleasing content to show people how well it works. Maybe unbox, there's different categories. There's unboxing, there's like show and tell. There's like a review of the product. There's like, tutorial on how to use it. There's a demo. So there's like different categories of user generated content. There's even like scripting, editing, all of that stuff. It comes with it. So if you're a user generated content,
hotel visits.
yes, like using anything.
Experience.
As a user, as a consumer, you're a user. But if you want to start generating content, then you can start making money. So if you're going somewhere on a trip and they're like, you like the hotel, like, when you walk into a hotel, you're like, oh, this is nice. Like the first thing we say, like, you're like, oh, okay. Like for me, I walk into a hotel, before I take my bags in, immediately I pull out my phone, I record before we start messing up the room, right? I record the aesthetic,
Don't
the vibe.
touch nothing.
Yeah, literally. I'm like, put your bags outside. Like, no. I record everything and I'm like, all right, everybody can come in. So after that, I just created user-generated content. I just said, as a user, I generate content for something I was already doing. But now I'm actually paying for it. Well, they're paying me for it. So I'm charging them and saying, hey, I'm making this content already. Do you want it or not? They can say no. Obviously they can. And most people will say no unless they're looking for you to. So what people now do is they'll reach out to me because I have a website, I have a portfolio, which is something you need, because every time you can't just tell people, let me make you content. They'll be like, yeah, thumbs up. They're like, what else have you done? Can I see the content you've made? Is it, the aesthetics of what my brand is looking for? And then I share my portfolio, and the portfolio is very extensive. I do travel, I've done show and tell, I've done tutorials, I've done demos. Like, it's really categorized, and there's like 4 videos per category. And I update that as I make better videos, and it's a live link. So whoever has it can see newest stuff on there. And then I'm describing the content, I'm explaining what it is. Like in the video, I'll be talking to the camera. There's somewhere I'm like describing something, and the brand is like, oh, we like that. Okay, how much is your price? I have a pricing list, a completely separate thing, which I send to you per request. And then the pricing groups everything for YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, everything. And I send that to them. I use Canva, by the way. All these things you can make through Canva. But I also have templates for that, which I sell. So the templates are because I put in work to make those templates. So I'm not giving it out for free.
We're working on the course right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's in the works. And even with the travel agency stuff, it's in the works. I'm not trying to be a travel agent, but if somebody wants me to, I want to have that available for them. I don't want to say no. But I'm not going to be like, my job is a travel agent. But I do get people like, they quit their other jobs because honestly, travel agent is, kudos to all the travel agents. It's just so much work for me. And I really hate customer service related work. Like, people are picky, they're needy, ungrateful, and they are just demanding. Yeah. And for me, I'm like, I don't have to do this. It's my choice to say no to you. Right. So if you're becoming one of those people, I'm like, you know what, go find your own stuff. Go build your own trip. Go figure it out. Because I have resources like itineraries and stuff that I sell. And I'm not doing a good job of promoting that, by the way. And the thing is, I'll build stuff, I'll leave it there, and I'm like, it's there. And I move on to the next thing. But unfortunately, I need to do better, like courses, things like that. Show people how. There are people who are trying to learn. Mm-hmm. And I'm not even telling them that I'm doing this. Like, they don't even know that. Like, my bio will say UGC. So when a brand looks at my content, they're like, oh, this is cute. They go on my link, of course, that's the first thing you want to do. And then they'll see UGC. They click on that. It's a whole platform with all my work, links, my media kit. Nice. Media kit is something else you need to know if you want to do UGC content. You need a media kit because the media kit is basically a kit which should be live, updated, but you probably have to pay for that because platforms host those things for you.
Absolutely.
Everyone is always hosting something.
Won't put their hand in your pocket. They want to get their hand in your pocket.
I pay like $100 and something a year for it, which is not bad because it hosts all my links and then my media kit, which is connected to all my platforms. So I linked Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook to it, and I think a LinkedIn too, I don't know. But you link all your platform and then it tells you, or it generates daily content for me, my most updated content, it'll have that listed so people can watch. And then it also has per day, who are the most people, it'll tell you age limits of people who connect with your 30 to 40, 25, so the brand is looking like we know that she connects with these kind of audiences. It's also showing you percentage, how much percentage, and they say if you're a content creator, you should have, the best place to be is 3% engagement. but you want to be at minimum 1%. That's like 1% of your audience. If you have 1,000 followers, at least 100 people should like your stuff, comment, and just be engaged with you. Otherwise, you just like,
Right. What's the fool?
right? You really only need 1,000
it.
followers to do user-generated content, just because you're not posting most of these stuff on your platform. You're telling them, hey, I make really good stuff. I can make this for you too. So then most of the time, I love doing the work where I'm just making the content for them, and then they can use it forever. You also want to charge them. This is one thing I just found out. Charge them for the amount of time they're using your content. If you give them free content or content that they pay for, your face is going to be on that content, and they're using that content for ads. They're using that content to bring people to their site. Don't let them have that content for free forever. If they want that forever, charge them like big bucks for that, because that's your face permanently being used for their brand, and you would never make money from it again. It's a one-time fee for you. So what I do is I have a 6-month like archive. Like if you want me to post it on my profile, after 3 months, I can archive that post. Like it's done. I don't care about it anymore. It's not about me. It's about you. But if you use it on your platform, I have a 6-month archive for them. Whereas like after 6 months, if I see my face anywhere, I can sue you because I gave you a 6-month, like that's a contract we signed. And you have to actually list that in your pricing. Otherwise, people are just gonna think it's forever. I literally came across it on a blog and I was like,
Oh, your picture?
no.
Okay.
Somebody mentioning like you have to give them time. I'm like, timely, what is that?
Have you ever like seen something that you've posted for somebody like beyond the time? The scope
Actually,
that-
they've stolen my stuff. Like they haven't even given me credit for it. They use my stuff on their platform. Like some people will contact me and say, hey, can I use it? And I'm like, okay, it's already posted, whatever. But there's a video I posted right now of like this drink cover for like assault/rape or whatever. You basically go outside. Yeah, it's a cover for your drink. So when you're in public, people don't drug you or put stuff in your drink, which is unfortunate that we have to do this as women. But like it was a women thing. And my platform is 80% women. So I was just like, okay, let me share this content. I posted, mind you, another place you need to, Pinterest. Pinterest is like, it's a quiet shopper's place. Like there's no aggressiveness. There's no like stuff in your face. You're just scrolling quietly.
It's a piece to Pinterest.
It's a piece. And also Pinterest, 70% of users on Pinterest shop there. Like when they see something they like on Pinterest, they click it, it takes you to the website and they buy it. 70% of people and like leads on Pinterest lead to purchases. It's crazy. So it's like, if that platform has been there for however long, but it's really like, that's where I generate a lot of leads for my blog. So when I post something on my blog, like an article, I think I posted something on about United giving kids 18 to 23 free flights or discounted flights. And so on my blog, of course, if I share it on IG, people might just scrolling past like, oh, you put it on TikTok.
They might save it or
they might. Right, will they go back to it? I don't know. But on Pinterest, it's forever. Once I post it on Pinterest, people can look at this 10 years from now and be like, oh, okay, this is cool. And then they pin it because they want to use it for later, or they go directly to my blog. Now I just got traffic in my blog because they want to read more about that. So if you are a blogger, Pinterest is where you're going to get all your leads, almost all like Google is great, but Google is so much stuff all the time. It's just so exhausting. And I feel like Google's kind of like falling off. Like you Google now, you got to scroll to the second page, third page to find your stuff. It used to be on the first page. Everything is ads. The first page is like ads.
Oh yeah.
Like
Sponsored,
it's exhausting.
sponsored.
Exactly, sponsored. I'm like, my goodness, I Googled something else and this is a whole nother thing being sponsored instead of what I Googled. Like, how are you using what I Googled to sponsor your post? Like, this is not what I'm looking for. It's so exhausting. So you got to find ways to find your content and what you want to digest, and you get to pick what you want to digest, because Pinterest is like a really good algorithm. Like you click on shoes, the next 10 posts you're going to see are shoes, because it's like, oh, you like shoes? Oh, we got some shoes. Like, and Instagram is all honestly ads, but the algorithm is really more so people. It's like people you like, not necessarily things you like. So if you like somebody's content, they'll show you that person's content and contents like that person and other people who make content like them. So for me, because I'm travel, if I'm sharing travel stuff, they'll show other people travel stuff. And now they're doing this thing on Instagram where it's like you scroll and it's like, you don't know this, you don't follow them, but their stuff is there. I'm like, I can't see my own people's, like, people I follow. Why am I seeing random, like, oh, do you want to follow? I don't know them. If I wanted to follow them, I would have done it. But you're just shoving it in my face, like, optional.
You might like this person.
And I might, but I just, like, chances of me following somebody I didn't know I wanted to follow, like, you can just push it in my face. And they're doing that.
Yeah,
all over, and it's so exhausting. But there's a lot of stuff that goes into UGC. Like, even after this recording, I have to record content, because I recorded content for a brand. They're like eSIM. So when you travel, they want your SIM card, like how to get eSIMs on your phone, so you don't have to like buy SIMs when you arrive, and it's cheaper, affordable. So I'm trying to sell that to my audience. They want to use my audience, and because they want to use my audience, I charge them way more money. Like, if you want to use your audience, I could be like, oh, I'll make you a video for like, I don't know, $200, $300. If you want to use my audience, I add like almost $200 extra, because I'm just like well, now you're using my platform.
Right.
I built my followers. I don't know,
eSIMs? What's that?
eSIMs, yeah, it's a thing you use when you travel. Usually you can purchase physical SIMs, but physical SIMs can also be scammy because people steal phones. When they steal phones, they're stealing the SIM cards as well. Like when you're in a different country, even in the US I don't know I feel like a lot of companies don't use SIMs anymore. iPhones don't have SIMs in the newest ones.
Right.
I think 13 and back has eSIM card slots, but now it's just all virtual, whatever. But if you go to a different country, a lot of the times when they steal phones, they're stealing the SIM card because they're stealing the phone number associated to that SIM card.
Right.
So when you travel to somewhere else, when you're buying a SIM, you don't really know if it's like, a new SIM or like somebody sold SIM to some company that just refurbished it and sold it to you.
Gotcha.
And so now you might be getting random phone calls and numbers. I'm in a different country and I'm trying to contact friends and family and you have random people calling you. Even when you get back home, I still have people calling you. Like, it's just weird because you bought that SIM card. So eSIM is a little safer because it's like just a virtual thing that connects with your actual phone number.
Even if you had to get another phone or something, you could just connect to that eSIM.
Yeah, it's really effective. So I'm trying to sell that to people in a way of, when you travel, I used it when I went to Costa Rica. It was really effective because I needed a hotspot for my phone. But you can buy Wi-Fi, you can buy, all these things. It's like a setup, it's like a platform on your phone. So I want to sell that to people and tell people you need to download this, and I'll give them like a % or a code. So the company will pay me to do that. So that's user generated content. I'm a user who used it already. I'm generating content, and then they're paying me to do that, and I'm sharing that with people.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's the best way to make money on social media without like killing yourself. Like you're already making the content. Especially if you like it, it's a great way. Like I'm already here. I'm already doing it.
Gotcha.
So I'll do it for money now. And now people are reaching out to me like, can you help us make content for like products? You can also make user generated content for people when they call it commission / like gifted. Gifted is they give you something gifted to you, and then you share about it.
But are you obligated to give them a good review? Or
Not really. Some people ask for honesty. Some people ask for good reviews. I give them whatever like it says. I haven't had a bad product yet, so I haven't had to lie about anything.
Like, I'm just gonna send this back to y'all.
My only thing is I work with Fabletics, and so they send me products like monthly, like outfits monthly. And so a lot of the time the outfits are really good, like really quality. I have nothing bad to say about them, but sometimes it's not fitting. Like I don't know what kind of models they have. Maybe I'm too tall, but sometimes the outfits are just not, long enough. But I'm not going to say that on camera because it's like, it's my body.
Right.
And this fits like anyone else that's like under 5'7". So I'm just like, do I mention that to people or do I just like leave it out? Usually I'll leave it out because it's not anything bad. It's just like an extra comment. But for me, I'm like, oh, would I buy this specific look? Especially if everything else looks fine except this specific look. I'm just like, oh, it's fine. I don't have to mention it.
It's a 3/4 length. 3/4 length pant. That's.
Listen, they're not paying me, so honestly I can say whatever. And how would they even know? I mean, I guess they do look at the content, but not really. But I do what I want to do because you're sending it to me and you're trusting me to like do that. Like if you don't trust me, don't send it to me. But most people do want good reviews. Obviously, they don't want why would you destroy my company? Like email me first before you start saying some shit. So I mean, I feel the same way. I wouldn't want you saying something bad about my brand. Like, can you reach out to me first and then we can work on it before you start spewing bad stuff about my company online.
Sure. I was driving over here. I'm about to sell this camera that I had, the Sony ZV-1. It was cool.
I have that. That's my current camera.
I hate it.
Why?
The ZV-1?
It's like a good influencer camera. It's a starter camera.
It is a good influencer camera, but it's inconvenient. Like the battery life is trash.
I have like 3 batteries and a pack.
I have a battery. But then it's like, okay, that battery runs out. Now I have the
it's like 30 minutes
handle.
Max.
I have the handle.
Yeah.
I gotta unscrew the handle, open it up, put it in the battery, whatever. I'm definitely gonna get the Osmo Pocket 3.
Oh my goodness. I looked into that and
that joint is fire.
It is. It looks fire. But they also have the what they call the Instagram, the Instagram version, Insta360.
Insta360. So yeah, I was messing around with a buddy of mine. He actually has the Osmo Pocket 3, and I was like sold instantly. It had the extra battery.
It came with the whole thing, but you probably have to buy the whole thing though.
Like, and I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm a camera guy, so it's like, oh, I know I need accessories. I need something where I can attach it to me, or and then it has the built-in gimbal. So it's just.
Can it do like almost like a drone type vibes with it?
I'll have to look into that, but it has the tracking feature. It also has you can instantly turn from portrait to
I saw that
landscape,
like the flip,
literally instantly. And I'm like,
which I love because then I want to record stuff. And I've been trying to do that for YouTube, but I can't because,
Right.
I mean, like when you turn ZV visit physically, you can actually do that.
Right. But then you don't have to, you have to manipulate it.
Yeah. But it's so good for, like, I still recommend it for influencers who are just like, you don't know anything about cameras. You just want your first camera. It even has like a beauty effect to it where you can record the video however, and you can like actually make it look different in the video before you post it. So you don't have to do editing outside of it. You can choose like the filter you want on it. But yeah, outside of that, I don't use it often enough. It's just too much.
It overheats too.
It what?
It overheats.
It does. It shut down on me before.
Oh, and so I record everything in 4K. It shuts off in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's
you
the
know
limit.
how long I've rambled on about stuff, and
But
I'm
4K
like,
is hard to like transfer when it's like large files too. Like even when I record on my phone, I record 4K for only 30 seconds max because then when I transfer it to a different app, I'm spending hours trying to like load it. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
I put it in a professional software, and it's still like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like that's I'm not. So I'll be so upset. Like I'll realize that it's
half the
not
stuff
recording.
you're talking about is no longer there.
God, like
Yeah.
that was fire content gone.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I don't record with like my phone. That's why I got the latest iPhone because my phone is like my right hand with content recording. Even when funny enough, when I record content in here, I still use my phone because it's just easy to transfer it with the ZV. But the ZV one also had the app where you can actually use the app to record, which I loved because I'm like, okay, I don't have to have the camera in my hand. I could just press, whatever and record. But I don't use it as much anymore. I think I'm going to start doing that though because some photos I've taken photos on. People are like, well, what did you use? I'm like, no, it's noticeable. Okay. Because the iPhone does its thing, but it's just not a camera. It's not as effective as a camera. It's always going to be good. Like they keep trying and doing better every year, but I'm just like, it's just not a camera. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you want to get it as an influencer, I think there's a Canon influencer version of that too.
GX7 or something like that.
I don't even know, but I didn't get the Canon. I got the ZV one. I think the Canon cost a little more. And I only had like...
Then the ZV-1 is expensive.
It was like $600 when I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not too bad for a camera.
Yeah, I mean, so Sony
without
is usually...
extra battery, maybe, it is.
Sony is usually the most expensive in their cohorts. But also that Osmo Pocket also has a larger sensor.
Really?
Which, is better in low light.
Yeah, because I got the drone from them. And I was just like, okay, which I need to learn how to fly more. But it sucks because I live by the airport. So if you're looking for a drone, don't look how far your airport is first before you purchase that.
Yeah, you just got to do a little bit of traveling.
Yeah, you got to go out of the way to go. Like, and if you fly in the neighborhood, they'll be like, we're being watched. So, yeah, like I've seen it in my neighborhood chat before. They're like, I saw a drone flying. I'm like, oh, calm down. Nobody cares about you like that. But, people do use it for weird shit.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful.
You say you have 80% of your followers are females, aspiring to travel. What should...
For less. That's the biggest thing I try to sell. Because I'm not doing those like extravagant... Like I'll do it every now and then. Like if you're really looking to experience that, everybody should at least once. But I'm more so like, I'm trying to save you money because I want people to travel more. And the biggest thing is time and money when it comes to travel. People don't have time and they don't have the money.
Right.
So how can I convince you to go see these beautiful places?
And convince them to take their phone out and record that.
Yeah. And share with other people because people don't know. Like there's so many things where if I visit a new country, where do people go? They go on TikTok, they go on IG. Like what can I do here? Like that's the first thing they'll do. Google's not going to help you because Google's going to give you some, article that's probably sponsored and telling you like, go to our restaurant. Everybody's just like paying somebody else to do. That's what the blogs are for, really. It's like I'm sharing my experience, but somebody's probably paying partially, like tell them to come to my place too on there. So it's like if you want authentic experiences, for most of the time, you can go on social media.
Right.
People use TikTok like Google now, so, it's a thing.
Right. So with 80% female followers, I would say, do you have any other advice or things to be aware of when they are sharing when they're out of town?
Yes. I definitely just shared something about that recently. I was in Puerto Rico and I was posting live, like while I was there. Not recently, like I was in Puerto Rico like 4 years ago. Actually, Puerto Rico was one of the first places I went to when I started my Instagram because I had been to Puerto Rico before, but it was pandemic and the prices were so low. And I was just like, yes, I'm down. I'll go again. So while I was there, I was with some friends and we went to a restaurant for brunch. And after the brunch session, we were walking back. I had recorded a video of me walking in the street and I posted a video my friends on my social media at the time. It was still growing. Like I had only a few thousand followers, and I was just like, I just posted my video. Like, look at me walking in the street of Puerto Rico, and kept it pushing. I posted on my story too, where the restaurant was, where we're at. And then somebody reached out to me on IG shortly after that, like right when I got to my hotel. They were like, oh, I just saw you at this restaurant. And I was like, okay, you saw me at a restaurant?
It's like, I'm in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, like I was like, they literally contacted me. This person was just like, I saw you at this restaurant. And I saw that you just left, just looking to hang out, like, like basically where you're going next. Like, I'll meet you there. Let's hang out. That's why you're here, kind of thing. And I was just like, I responded like nicely. I was still, the funny thing is, it didn't occur to me that that was like a dangerous thing at the time. It just occurred to me that this person found me on social media from my posts. And so I was just like, oh, okay, that's cool. But no, I'm with my friends. I'm not looking to hang out. And he was just like, he was telling me about himself. He was like, I'm a doctor, a resident here in Puerto Rico. Want to grab some food basically before you go. And I'm like, oh, I'm just visiting, thanks, but no. So the conversation didn't last long, but I was just like really kind about it. But I just thought that this was like, I told my friends, I was like, oh my God, this person found me online. Like they said they saw me at a restaurant. Like, isn't that crazy? And they were like, yeah, that is crazy. But like, don't respond to him like that because you don't know him. And I was like, of course, like, what is he going to do for me? Like, I'm just visiting town and I'm not looking for a boyfriend here. So I was just like, that was that. Later on, I then started seeing more and more posts of people saying how they were being like stalked or like being watched or like, like when you were especially solo female travelers, like you're just in a place where people may see you as by yourself and they're just like following you or just picking on you or just trying to like get more details. Also I wrote an article. I have a solo traveler, like basically for solo travelers on my website, a bunch of like at least 10 articles on like what to do, what not to do, where to go. I even have a list of like places where other women have found like they've been abused or sexually assaulted, or some people have just like, they broke into their hotel rooms. Like those countries, I have them listed on there because people have their stories like, don't go to this hotel. So I listed the hotel specifically. And it tells you, like, as a solo traveler, do not go here. Like, I have that link in my bio too, like, do not go here because people have said in this specific hotel in this country, this happened to them and you don't want to find out. And then nothing really happens. Like, you can write bad reviews on Google, but like, the company, they're still acting and they're still up. So I made a video about the experience and I was just like, the time I decided to stop posting live. So I'll post my stories. What I do, which I recommend for everybody, is to, especially for women, never post live. One, record your content. I know people like to record content with filters, and filters come from social media. So it's tough, but you can record the content on your social media with your filters. Save it as a draft. Do not post it right there and then. It's easy to just record, post, and keep it pushing. But as you're doing that, you're giving people your location. People can see from the background where you're at. And I used to even tag locations because I was sharing the restaurant, not knowing that people were like, that's where she's at right now. Right. So, and yeah, you got to be careful. Don't tag places you're eating at, hanging out, whatever, until you've left.
I actually watched, there was a video of this dude, this girl's like, hey, bet you can't guess where I'm at. Bet you can't guess where I'm at.
And the dude's like, TikTok guy, he was, let me show you how.
Gelato. It's like, he was like,
but the thing, he's teaching other people how to do that. That's so scary.
I'm like,
as a woman, that's so scary. Like, he broke it all the way down to like
the rooms look like, this look like.
Like you are in this specific room, on this on this building, in this side, with this window. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm like, bro, that's wild.
Scary.
The people got that type of time on their hands.
Yes, stalkers. That's what You is about. You is a whole show with multiple seasons that people loved because they were stalking. He was stalking women. And the show was popular because he was stalking women. Any stalker show will be popular because that I feel like people secretly just care about other people's lives so much that when it gets that intense, people are so involved and engaged to find out. And it's like, this is not healthy. This is not okay. Like, you guys need to, that's some crazy shit. But like, I posted a video, and I didn't even post a video of like what happened. I just posted a video like with the story on the screen. Like, the time I stopped traveling, this time I stopped posting live is when that Puerto Rico incident happened. And so now you don't find out where I'm at until I've left. Like, I leave the area and then I start. Like, for me, I record. I'm so like, I don't know how people record whether because I'm always behind the camera, so I'm always recording this way. Mm-hmm. So I'm not like, oh, I need to take a selfie of where I'm at everywhere I go. It's not about me. I'm trying to share my environment and my content for people. So usually I will just record on my regular phone camera, mm-hmm. and then I'll record it. I just keep it there.
Yeah.
I record my environment, and I always take like a few seconds because I like being in the moment. People always assume content creators are just like influencers in the wild. You're like, all they're doing is just camera. And like, no. Yeah. I mean, there's some people who are like that. Like, they live their lives like that's it. But I'm like, oh, I see food I like. Oh, this is really good food. Record. And then I put my phone down and I eat my food. And then I go about my day. And people are always trying to get me like, oh, you don't want to record this? I'm like, girl, did I put my phone out? Like if I'm not recording it, clearly I don't care enough. Like it has to be.
That deep.
It's not.
It's okay.
They just think that I'm just like influencing all the time. I'm like, no, I live in the moment too. Like the reason is you think I'm curating these things and I'm sharing it with you and I'm always doing that. No, I go somewhere I get the content I need and I put it together in a way that's easily like digestible for you guys. But I've already experienced it. Like my experience is way more in depth than the 5-second clip you saw on my social media or like the 30-second story time I told you of it. I probably spent hours there. 30 seconds of a clip does not mean that was all I was doing. And I know exactly what to record now. When you get better at it over time, if I'm like, let's say I'm recording this podcast, I'll record this. I'll record angles. I might record you. I'll go around. I'll record that. I might go to the side. I'll record this. And that's it. I put my phone down. You also have to have that creative brain. In my brain, I've already decided what the content is going to look like. So now by me picking up my phone, I'm recording what I've visually envisioned already. Like it's already been created in my head.
Gotcha.
I just have to bring it to life. So if you're like, you don't know what you're doing, then you're recording everything because you're like, I don't even know what. Everywhere I go, I'll have like 5 clips of something, maybe 10 at most, because I'm like, I might do this again because I don't like the first version. Yeah. But those 10 clips make up that entire video. And each clip is like 30 seconds long. You think I just spent 2 hours? Like, no. 30, and I cut those 30 seconds too.
Right.
And then I speed it up. And then you see 15 seconds worth of stuff. You're like, oh, this is cool. That looks fun. I want to go. And I'm like, I was there for like 2 hours. I experienced it. I enjoyed it already. I just showed you guys the cool parts.
Yeah, my issue is I sometimes when I record on my phone, like, and I don't do a whole lot of like long recordings, I won't go back to it. I mean, then like now I am going back to it and I'm actually like creating, like throwing stuff in Canva and like creating like these little reels and stuff. But sometimes like if I don't shoot it on my camera, I may get to it, but I am being more intentional with the stuff that I shoot on my phone because there's quite a bit on here.
How much space do you have? I had to purchase a 1 terabyte recently or 2 terabytes.
Phone?
Yeah. I don't have.
That's an option? That's an option now?
Yeah, because my phone was telling me you won't have space no more. I have 1,800. Oh my God, I have 1,000 photos and 1,800 videos.
Let me see what I got.
But I have friends who have 50,000
and don't post nothing. They ain't got no money from it.
That's what I'm saying. And so like I've been on trips with people. I remember, I will never forget. I went on a trip. Hopefully she don't see this.
She gonna see it. She gonna see it.
I went on a trip and oh my gosh, she was posting so much content. And no, not posting, recordings. Like to the point that I will never forget. I went to Greece and we had a driver with us and he was recording and stuff and helping us take photos. And she literally held him hostage, taking all her photos, all her pictures. And I'm just like, what are you using this for? Last I checked, she had like 1,000 followers or something like that. And I'm like, it seems like it's just your community of friends and family. So like, what are you using all these photos for? Now, I'm not saying I'm going to stop you because I was even taking her photos too. I was taking her photos and videos. And at some point she was just like, you're not doing it right. Basically, yeah, she was like, it's my fault. Like her photos are not coming out well. And I'm like, you're recording my photos and they come out well. She's like, yeah, because I'm doing it. I'm like, no, it's not the person behind the camera. I can literally hold the camera like this and I can press one button and the person on the other side will make that look phenomenal. Doesn't matter what angle I use. If you are not looking how you want to look in your camera, it's not going to come out how you want, no matter what. That's why I've decided, like, if I'm somewhere and I see visually, I already see the aesthetics, I'm like, no, it's not it. I'm not recording this. Like, I'm not, people are going to be like, aren't you? No, I just don't feel like it. It's not the place or time. Like, it's not, I don't have to record everything.
That ain't it.
And I was like, she was recording everything and picture everything. And I was taking her photos and pictures. And I was like, when I got in front of the camera, I knew what to do. I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to pose like this. I'm going to be like this. I'm going to, like, I already knew. And I got like 5 to 10 photos. I'm like, all right, thanks, girl. I'll pick one. One will work. This girl will have me standing there for like 15 minutes recording different places because she doesn't like what she's seen. And I'm like, maybe it's just you. Like, maybe it's not the camera.
In her head is like...
Yeah, she wants a vision and it's like not coming to life. And I'm like, and she was actually started getting on me at some point saying, I should have told her what to do. She's like, you know what to do behind the camera, so why don't you like instruct me? I'm like, I'm not your creative director. Like, what is this? Like, I can tell you as a friend.
It's based on the vision she has in her head.
I don't know what that is.
Somebody else's content, and it's like...
She probably seen somebody else's shit. Like, I wanted to look like that. I don't know.
And I'm gonna tell you what I'm sure it was professionally shot with a professional camera, with the bokeh, and highly edited.
She be picky with it too. And yeah, when she edits her stuff, she's highly editing. I'm like, girl, just take this shit. Like, I edit my stuff with iPhone. I know people would look at me like, There's so many different apps you can use, like Photoshop and all that, Adobe. I edit my picture with iPhone. I open iPhone and I go to settings, and then I just like move around the
Right.
little
The
buttons.
contrast and
Yeah.
the
And when I
saturation.
get it to a certain point, now you can copy the edit. So I just copy it to everything else. Videos, photos. I'm not manipulating anything. Like what you see is what you get. I'm not doing too much because I spend more time editing like what I'm trying to share with people more so than like exactly like the nitpicky, like, oh, I don't look like this. I don't look like, if I don't look like how I want, I just take that piece of video out. Like it doesn't have to be in it. Like I'm not talking to myself. Like I don't like a lot of forward talking to the camera. It's really giving YouTube, and I don't want that on like IG or TikTok. TikTok is actually more, I feel like they do a lot more facing talking because people are always like telling their life story. TikTok is like the overshare central. Like I was on Twitter one day and they were like, we need to bring back shame. People are not ashamed enough. People are not ashamed enough. They post anything on TikTok, like anything for content, engagement. And I'm like, you just posted your entire life. That story could have stayed in your archives.
People
No
gonna
one
be
needs to
hurt
know
when
that.
TikTok is gone.
Oh my gosh, they're like addicted to sharing, oversharing. And it's like people are doing it because they want to go viral. They just want to be like the next talk. They want to be important. And I'm like, that doesn't make me money. If I go viral and it's not making me money, I decline a lot of offers from people too. Like people will contact you saying, oh, can you help us share this video on your page and we'll send you the product for free. I'm not working for commission. I'm not doing that anymore. Like I had a time when I did that, and that was because I needed the experience. I did that and I said, okay, send me the product. Or if I want the product and I'm like, this product is really good, I'll take it. Because one thing I took was Rev Air. If you guys don't use Rev Air, definitely get it. This is not a promo for them. But Rev Air.
Definitely use Rev Air. My wife uses Rev Air
Yeah,
for my
see?
daughters, and their hair is long.
Yeah. It
Super
keeps your
long.
hair good. And it's like, it's not aggressively like,
Right.
like through, it's actually good for stretching your hair out and being able to do other styles. And I wasn't like aware of my hair. Like I wasn't a braid girl, and I was really a wig girl. And I still love my wigs. I might rock them this summer because I usually go blonde for the summer. But I've been doing a lot of braids because one, it's easy. You don't have to do your hair. You just like get up. I just lay my edges and walk out the door. Like I can take out 10 minutes of my routine, like just scratching that out. But Rev Air is really good. And that product was like not cheap. And so I was like, oh, it's a really good investment. Long term,
yeah.
basically lasts forever.
Absolutely.
But I was like, damn, that initial investment is hard. And so I contacted the brand and I said, hi, I want to share your content on my page and I want to record blah, blah, blah. And I will be traveling soon and I wanted to use your content. Is there like some type of influencer related stuff you guys do? And they were like, yeah, sure. Like they gave me a link. I clicked on the link. I applied. They said, tell us why you feel like you'd be a good fit for Rev Air. Like why? And I told them, well, I haven't put heat in my hair in 10 years and I haven't had anybody touch my hair in 20 years. I do my own hair and my mom does my hair. I've not gone to a salon here in the United States. And so I'm like, okay, that's a really good story. I told them that and they approved it. They sent me this product. They sent me more stuff too. Like they just kept sending shit. I'm like, oh my God. Do I have to make content with all this stuff? But it was like hair products, the tool itself, extra like influencer packaging stuff, hair towels, combs, brushes. I'm like, oh wow, this is great. But I got that for free because I said, let me just reach out to them. Because I could have bought it, which I did. And I returned that shit to Amazon. Because I bought it initially and I used it and I was like, this is really good. And I was like, wait, let me contact them to see if they can send me this for free. Because I'm like, I already bought it. I'm like, this is really expensive. And it was on Amazon. I had been only a few days. And the funny thing is I was going to return it because my electricity went out. And I was like, is it the product or me? Like, is it too strong? But I used it here with all this stuff. When I used it in my bathroom upstairs, it had no issues at the highest. So it really depends. You don't want to plug it where you have 10 other things plugged because it'll, short circuit. But I did that and I was like, I'm going to return it because of that. But then they sent me theirs and I was like, oh, this works perfectly fine. But it was great. I just took the initiative. I reached out to them. I said, I want to make UGC content for you. They said, okay, apply. My other friend, Fabletics, did the same thing. My other friend was like, I love the outfits. I want to wear them. And I'm like, well, here's a link. I actually sent them an email saying, I have a friend interested. Networking is really good too, because a lot of time your stuff just goes into like a junk box. Mm-hmm. But if you have the direct contact, you can say, hey, I'm recommending this person, which I did. They actually approved her, and so she started doing Fabletics as well. I recommended somebody else, though. They said no. Like, they didn't even respond because they were like, they responded to me and said, here's the link, but then they didn't respond to her application because she has like a few thousand followers on her social media. She doesn't post workout content, and her page is really not consistent with like a content creator. It's just like, I'm posting my own stuff, and I just want to wear Fabletics sometimes. And they were like, no. Like, they do investigate these things.
Yeah.
But it's always good to and I need to make more content creation friends. I've been doing this myself a lot. And a lot of people in the area, if anything, they want to be my friend because they want me to help them, but not because they're doing it already. And I need to find content creation friends in the area that are like already doing this shit and like can even show me the way of like, I just started doing this 4 years ago. And I wanted to start making money from it quickly because I'm just like, I'm not on social media for fun. Like, if you want me to see it, send it to me. I'm not scrolling through your shit. I'm not watching your story either. And I'm not doing that in a malicious way, but it's literally for my own mental health. I cannot be caught sitting on social platforms, scrolling through your life. You want me to come? Invite me. Send me a message. If you have my number, then you know you're my friend. Like, if you have to, you know, if you don't have, some people like to send it to me on IG. I had a girlfriend send me a wedding invite on IG. I'm like, girl.
You ain't want me to come.
Like, what? I missed it. I missed the first part. And I was like, why would you send it on IG? She's like, yeah, I should. I was like, girl, you should have.
Why is the invitation on IG in the first
She said she didn't want everybody, like, necessarily invite. So she made it like a little, like, close friends for that. And people do things differently. And I missed that. I was like, girl, I did not know.
Email,
She
text
sent me a message like, I didn't
work.
see you at the tradition. Because I was supposed to be in the white. I was like, we all bought, like, our fabric and outfit and everything. I was like, yeah, I didn't know that you were even doing that. So the fact that somebody else told me, like, girl, are you coming? I was like, coming to where? Then they sent me a screenshot. I was like, I have never seen this screenshot before. I said, like, we took it from her story. I was like, what story? Like, but as people learn it, they realize, like, yes, she really is just a content creator. Like, she creates content.
Even with that, like, that bothers me. Just, you suspect that everybody is just...
Will watch it.
Is just on this, like, all the time.
I prove them wrong every single time. I'm like, I'm an influencer that doesn't scroll. Like, I'm a content creator that
scrolling influencer.
Yeah, literally, I just create the content and I keep it pushing. I don't scroll. My IG, when I open it, I open social media. I look at notifications. I click on it. Anything important to respond to? Nothing. I go out of that. I go to my messages. Okay, a few messages here. I respond. I scroll out. I look at my profile. Anything changed? Nothing. And I just swipe out the app and that's it. And I'm done. So I don't know. People just aren't like that. I don't even have notifications up on my app. Like all my apps, if you look, like no notifications because I turned off. I don't want to see people like your stuff. Ding. Somebody commented. Ding. How can you live like this? Like, I get so annoyed when I hear ding, ding, ding. I'm like, what the? I want to throw this phone out the window because the sound is just so irritating to me. I'm just like, I can't. And I also hate seeing like the numbers, like 500 notifications on each app. That bothers me. Honestly, the only thing I can live with that is my email. Like my email, you know, I'm not going to open everything because everything doesn't need to be open. But the email, and even then I had email where I had 20,000. I was like, that was bothering me so much. And I found out it was one email that was spam. I deleted that email completely. I just went online and I said delete email and I removed it completely and I no longer have an account with that email because I was like, you guys, they stole my email basically and started spamming me. And I'm like, I'm not even gonna try to change the password. It's okay, just take it off. Like I don't want it anymore. And so that literally removed like 15,000 emails from my inbox, just like that. So I can live with a few thousand now because I'm like, okay. And this is a few thousands with like 6 email inboxes all combined. I don't hoard. Like photos and videos, I actually was bad at that. One thing I'll tell people is if you're really interested in content creating, I wouldn't say don't delete, but don't acquire more than you really need because it's going to take up space. And honestly, you're not going to scroll through everything and find what you need all the time. Like if you have so much stuff, you're going to forget. You know how many people take memes and GIFs and stuff? How many times do you use it? How many times do you scroll through? Like when you really need that gift, do you remember? Do you scroll through your picture like, oh, this is perfect? You took screenshots of 1,500 gifts in the past 10 years and you probably haven't used one. And if you did use one, it was just there and you remembered. Like you just won't, like there's no need to take up space and pay for the space that you don't need. And if you really need to record content, record it, the clips that you need. When you're done editing, delete those clips because the content has been made. Now there are clips where I say keep, there are clips, I forgot what they call them. They're filler clips where you are walking on the beach and so you walk. You take a video of you walking. Don't delete that video necessarily because you can add words onto that video and then create something else.
Or drone footage.
Exactly. Like you can literally, I've had videos where, I don't know, months later, it just became a thing. I was like, oh, this is really, I'm so glad I kept this shot because I can now use this because it's so related to this. And it's like, I don't know when else I would have had the opportunity to do this except like I'm not saying you will remember, of course, if you don't have 1,000 photos or whatever, if you don't have 500,000 photos, you will be able to find your stuff more. If you have a ton of photos, it's going to be difficult to even know that content exists because how are you going to find it realistically? But if you do have those filler content, keep them. One thing I used to do is I used to delete videos so quickly. I was such a deleter. Like it was my thing. Cause I just hated unnecessary things in my I hated it just clogging up. Like I just couldn't do it. But I realized every time I wanted to post something, I'm like, oh shit, I deleted it. And, the delete folder is like 30 days. It's gone. It's gone. I was like, oh, my gosh, if only I had that video clip from whenever that I kept for like however. And then I deleted it because I felt like I had to use it. Like, it just pains me so much. So now I'm not like a hoarder, but I will save certain clips until I'm like, okay, I've used this clip. I can delete it now. Like, there are videos I took when I was at the airport. I literally just sat down. I was literally waiting for my flight. I just put the video down. I was eating something at the airport lounge, and I recorded myself eating. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but whatever. I didn't delete it immediately. Weeks later, that's when I came up with my video because I had seen people talking about it. And I was like, oh, that's something I could share with my audience, like how to, like, basically don't post when you're there, post after you left. I used that airport video content. I was just eating food in the background and sipping on tea and waiting for my flight in the lounge. But I put the words on there, and then that video went viral. I was like, that was the least. I literally just copied and pasted words that I wrote in my notes, and I put it on a video clip that was 7 seconds long that I took at the airport. And the video went viral. So it's like, honestly, it's the ones you really don't try with. I hate that. You put so much effort, so much editing, and people are just like, meh. Like, nah, not this one.
This ain't your best work.
I'm like, oh my God. You know how much sweat and pain went into this? They don't care. That's why I'm like, those 15-second clips, just post them, put a few words on them, make it make sense or cool or relatable, and then just keep it pushing. Like, I mean, there are content you have to think hard about. There's content, but not all of them needs to be like that complicated. Just post and go.
So how many photos you said you have?
Like 1,500, and then videos is like 1,800.
That's it?
Yeah. You have more?
So my photos, so this is like from old phones as well. So I have 13,548 photos and 3,400 videos.
Woo, I'm stressed for you. I'm stressed for you. That's not okay. You need to go look into. I mean, I have friends who are like, oh, I'm going to look through my photos. I'm going to delete all the unnecessary stuff. They've been doing that, but it just never seems to go down because they just keep adding more.
Yeah.
And I don't plan to go past this. Like, these videos are all content really. Like, I have clips of me making content. And then all the content are like 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Like, and I piece them together into full content. Once that full content is made, all those short clips go. Especially if it's specifically for something else, it can go. Why is it still there? Like, I've already made the full content. It's gone viral or live or posted or shared or used for UGC, whatever. It's done. There's no need for that.
Yeah.
But I do have my blog where I do post some of the things I share on there because I want to have a place for it. Unfortunately, with IG, unless you like save a copy of your clip, it's on IG, and if IG wakes up today and says no more, it's gone.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I just don't want to be like.
And I guess that's kind of like I don't want this to be gone forever.
Yeah. You have to find somewhere to house your stuff.
But I am going down the pathway of getting me a. What is it called?
I can't help you.
No, but it's a way to store footage and stuff. It's like I think it says the NAS system as far as like
is it
I have
virtual,
terabytes.
like a physical device?
It's a physical device, but you can access it virtually.
Like a cloud?
Yeah. So I am investing in that because I have terabytes and terabytes of footage.
Wow.
And that's from from the years of shooting. Or whatever. But now I want to actually go through, use it, and get rid of it. There'll be a lot of archive videos, a lot of Throwback Thursdays, a lot of that type of stuff. Like some of my first like weddings and that type of thing.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's good to have them if you plan to use them. But if you really think about it and you're like, I'm not going to post this anywhere, I'm not going to share with anybody, unless you really do want sentimental value. And what I've been doing with like really sentimental value stuff is I've been printing a hard copy because I hate to be that person that's like, social media is temporary. I feel like anything can happen overnight.
Yeah.
They can literally decide, like in certain states, I think in Texas right now, they turned off the ability to use filters, I think on Snapchat or something like that. So it's like if your location is showing, like your IP address is showing Texas, you can't use filters. I don't know if it's still happening, but when I was there, my friend was in Texas, she was like, yeah, girl, all the filters are gone. Like the app just like that, like they do whatever I have to do, comply. And you're just sitting there like, what the, like there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah. But that you just have to start living that way. If TikTok disappears tomorrow, people just have to live without TikTok. They're gonna go right back to IG, right back to Twitter and all the other platforms or Facebook. I just I don't want to feel like I'm like a slave to
Yeah.
to that. So I try to save some of the important, like my prom photos, things like that. It might be on Facebook, but I put in a hard copy in like a little photo
Yeah.
booklet.
This, I guess, for me, for sure, definitely keeping like clips of my kids when they were younger and that type of thing. That stuff will make it to the actual, to that into the cloud. But then kind of getting rid of a lot of the other stuff. That's just kind of
Especially
there.
stuff you've done for other people, like work you've done for other people. Yeah. They have their copy or they've done whatever.
Yeah, they have their copy.
Yeah, so like you only need to keep a few clips. Like if you want to
exactly.
remember.
But they'll be like, oh damn, I was trash.
Yeah, to remember where you came from. That could easily be a nice video for you. Like you can make a before and after with those kind of content, like before
Oh, I didn't think about it like, that's a whole series. Oh, I was trash.
Like I know, like when I look at my old photos and I scroll down, I'm like, wow, I really just was doing whatever. But like it's because now you have to think like a content creator. I'm not just posting stuff for my friends anymore. I'm posting stuff for people who are following me because they want to learn or gain whatever knowledge I'm sharing. Yeah. So I can no longer just post like vibes, like, oh, me and my friends, like, who cares? Like they actually don't care. Like unless it's something that's really relatable, most people don't care.
So you have a number of resources that you actually, I would say, curated for the purpose of user-generated content, traveling and such. Where can people find that, and like how, like what's next?
Yeah. My blog or website is coitraveler.com, which is just coitraveler.com, no space, anything. But the COI stands for carry on included. I didn't even say that initially.
I thought it was like koi fish.
No, I know, right? No. No, it's carry on included. And I don't even know how I came up with that, but I think during the pandemic, I was traveling with a carry on a lot because I wasn't really taking much, but I have been doing a lot of content sharing with people how to pack, more stuff with less like baggage. But carry on included is my brand. So I'm trying to show people like you can really do everything, not just carry on with clothes, but like whatever you need, you can, you don't need to like spend an arm and a leg. Like you can really take everything in a carry on. And then when you get there, you can figure it out for the most part. But yeah, no, coitraveler.com is the house for almost everything I do online. So you'll be able to go there directly and see blogs, articles, experiences. I guess also my social media content is linked to that as well. Pinterest is on there. Services I offer, which my travel agency stuff, I'm working on that. I'm not trying to be a travel agent, but I will offer services to those who ask. Like it's not going to be an advertisement, but maybe in the future. Because I want to do travel agency, but not in the capacity of working with individuals, but more so with companies. So if I can work with a company as a travel agent for that company, one, that's way more money, and I'm working with the bigger fish, and then we're dealing with all their travel, and I'm not working with individuals. Like, I'm working with a brand and planning their travel and their trips for them and figuring stuff out. And then also travel coaching, which is you just working with like people, companies, and educating them on travel, like how to start, where to go, how to get their plans, activities, things to do. Like you can literally be a travel coach from your house, but it's also, you have to build a brand with coaching because then you got to have like courses and things like that. And then other people have courses on coaching. And I'm like, do I want to buy that? Because I don't necessarily want to go into coaching, but I want it to be a service that I offer. Itineraries as well. I can build itineraries for you. I also have like pre-built itineraries. You just pay for it, and then it's like $10 or something like that. And it'll have things to do, places to stay, food to eat, activities, and even Viator, like links to buy tickets for like a good. You can play around with it, but what I've recommended is basically what's popular and what most tourists want to do. And then I have another website called coitravel.store. So coitravel.store, and that store houses
travel with Traveler.
Just travel. Okay. Coitravel.store. So Coitraveler is really like, I guess, the verb of like travelers, people who are traveling, just like me. And then Coitravel is just like all the travel, like gadgets, gimbals, whatever. And then I have packing cubes on there. I'm selling like facial stuff, like travel size products that you can buy when you're going on a trip. It's not like filled with stuff. I'm just starting to add stuff. I think I have 2 products on there. They're actually on Amazon.com as well. So I just like to have on my store in case people don't want to buy from Amazon. Amazon will deliver it in 2 days, but I might not. Which is funny because now I have to take a lot more stuff, and it's cost a little bit more on Amazon because of 2 days shipping and delivery. But my coitravel.store has products that I'm selling, the ebooks, the guides, all of that. And then the social media guides are there to teach people who are trying to do the same thing. There's a social media guidebook. There's like an email template. The email template is kind of like, it's a combination of all the types of emails that I've sent to people to get brand deals. So if you're looking to work with the brand, and I'm working with two of my employees right now that I hired, my assistants, and they're putting together an extensive spreadsheet of brands. I reached out to a good amount of them. I found like a good amount of them, but I told them to like pick up from where I stopped and just like contact those brands, get their details, because I want to make life easier for people. So once I get a good, and that spreadsheet would probably be like a live link that's being updated, but you can't like manipulate it. Because I want it to be like ongoing. Once I can get that for people, I want to share with people, hey, you want to work with brands? You don't have to do the work, because I did. You don't have to go searching for, and it's like all types, non-travel brands, travel brands, products, restaurants, things to do, places to go, like all of that is included. Nice. And it's going to be like different tabs, and then the spreadsheet's going to have all their details, social media link, and like the PR link, not just their website, the PR email that you need to reach out to, so the PR can respond to you to say, hey, we're the media people working with this brand. We want to work with you, or we don't, whatever. But like I'm putting that together with their help. And that's going to be something I'm going to sell in the future as well. I'm going to make a video about that and share, like, if you've ever wanted to work with brands, this is how, because you don't have to sit there like cracking your brains. You don't have to do the cold calls and the emails telling people, hey, work with me, please, because I did it. And now I have all their contacts and I'm sharing that with you, AKA selling it, because it's not free. Right. So that's all going to be on the Coitraveler.store, because that's like my store for stuff, like whatever I'm offering people. But my website also has links to that store, as well as products I'm also selling. And also Amazon. I have an Amazon, what's that? Is it affiliate?
Affiliate link?
Yeah, affiliate. Like the store. And I have a lot of products on, like hundreds of them. But I put like maybe, let me just say 100 on my website, so it's easier. So when you go on my profile and you click Amazon, it takes you to my site. My site I did the work of like, I screenshotted all the products, so you can see them all in one page. Because when you go on the affiliate, whatever, you will see the products, but you have to like click, a few things. And then, But then on my site, I curated them and said, these are things that I have used or most likely will use, or I have used a version of this product. And I co-sign. Like, I'm like, yes, this works. This is good. Get this for your next trip.
Coitraveler approved.
Yeah. And so they can go on there, and then it's Amazon specific. Everything is on Amazon. There's maybe a few things that are not on Amazon, but like linked directly to the store's website. So you can click on those. But this is also how you make money from doing that. It's an affiliate link. Everything on my Amazon is affiliate links. So every time somebody goes on my website and clicks on Amazon and sees those Amazon products and buys it, I make money. So that's another like source of income. So Amazon sends me a check every month based on what people are buying from Amazon using my links. Right. So that's, a separate thing. I also built and integrated into my site on WordPress so that people can have access to that. So people are like, oh, where'd you get this from? I'm like, the link is in my bio. Click on Amazon and scroll. And then while my link is there as well, I also have my ebooks and my digital stuff. So they can scroll through that first, and then they'll get to the Amazon products, and then they can buy what they want. But yeah, there's a lot of resources. I just feel like I need to do a better job of sharing it with people, because I'm not. I talk about it and I'm just like, I'll talk about it like here, but I'm not making videos about it because I'm so focused on making videos for travel. But I need to start putting myself out there in that area of just like, yes, I'm sharing content, but if you want to do what I'm doing on the side, like I'm sharing content about travel, but I also do this. And I don't think people know that. They don't know that I'm making money on the side from UGC. It's just the people who are interested in UGC, who see UGC in my bio, that are curious, then they click on it. Or a brand who wants to work with me, then they click on partnerships and brands, and then it takes you to a whole different page of like a presentation of like what I have to offer. But my own friends probably don't even know. They just know that I'm making content from social media somehow.
You know how you making money.
You have to educate yourself so much with social media, because you can make money in so many different ways, but people don't tell you. People are gatekeeping. I hate gatekeepers. Like, they'll tell you, I get that people want to make money, but I can tell the people who are like, they want to make money from it, but they also just they don't tell you everything. There are things that they're doing that you may never know that's going to, like, it's like that key, but they'll give you everything else but that specific thing because it works so well for them. They don't want to like share.
The competition of it.
Yeah, and it bothers me because I'm like, there's enough to eat. Like, there's so many brands in the world.
Everybody eats, B. Everybody.
Like, oh my goodness. Like, it's exhausting. I'm like, we are just trying to make money. We're all just trying to like
we all want to win. We all want to win.
Like there's enough room for everybody to just share. But people don't want to. I can't force them to. So I'm trying to do what I can do on the side to create the things to be able to make that happen. I just wish I had more connections and network with people who also are doing that. Because if I do, a lot of people don't want to teach you.
Because I'm this one.
Yeah, they don't want to train you. They don't want to teach you. They don't want I don't have a mentor. I don't have a guide. Like I could do that for somebody else now, but it sucks because I have to do it all myself. I had to figure it all myself. I had to go online. I had to teach myself. I had to educate myself. I had to learn from failures, but like there was nobody that actually sat me down and said, girl, let me show you this content creation thing.
Right.
So I did it myself, but it really would have been faster
Right.
if I had some help.
You are the plug, though. You're the plug now.
Yeah,
So,
I guess so, by default. Yeah.
it's just we looking forward towards the community, the Coitraveler community.
Yeah.
I think that'll be dope.
I was going to create a thread for that so people can join because I didn't want to download threads because I'm like, what is this? It's like a fake Twitter for IG. And people are using it like it's a threads thing.
You got this new follower on Threads. I'm like,
yeah.
that's pointless.
I'm going to get on there. It's probably going to notify my followers. I actually took a poll with my followers. Like, should I make a thread? Because I do want to start using that thread specifically for UGC. Because it's separate from IG, but it's also connected to IG. Like, hey, I post stuff on UGC. Did you know that? Like, I can teach you. But I was like, ugh, it's just another app.
Yeah,
it's just
absolutely.
another app.
Absolutely.
I'm just tired. I can't even keep up with TikTok right now. Like,
Yeah.
TikTok
we'll
is a
talk
beast.
more about that because definitely the community aspect is, I think, where things really are. You're able to find those people that are serious about actually moving in the UGC space, serious about traveling, serious about actually creating the life that they desire. So I'm looking forward to the Coitraveler community.
Yeah, me too. I'm eager to try and set it up, but I think there's a little bit of fear and a little bit of nervousness there of just like I'm building this right now because it's not gonna I'm not quitting my 9 to 5 anytime soon, but if it does, if it does blow up, I wouldn't hesitate. Like if I create something.
When it blows up within the next 6 months, don't let her.
Honestly, I want next year to be a whole different vibe from now. Like I want to work less. I want to be able to focus on my hustle because I really do enjoy what I like. I didn't realize how much I enjoyed editing and all the stuff that comes with content creation. Creating the content is cool, but I didn't realize I had a brain for that. Like I had creative whatever because I used to dance and stuff like that, but I didn't realize that it translated into other forms of creativity. And because I'm so nitpicky, I feel like I can put all my idea for perfectionism into that without living a life of perfectionism. Like perfectionism is not realistic, but I can get as close to that as possible when I'm editing content, when I'm making content. Right. I can make it look as good as I want it to in that instance. But in my actual life, I have to realize, look, I can't be perfect. Like it's not realistic. It's a sure way to stress yourself to early grave. It's not realistic and conducive for a healthy lifestyle. But the app and the learning and everything, I was just I've come so far and done so much from the past. I'm just you can actually grow doing this if you enjoy it. If you don't, and you're just here for where are the followers at? And I want to be popular or I want to be famous from this, then it might take you a little while because I'm still growing my account and I make content all the time. And I'm like, oh, hopefully this goes viral. But if it doesn't, it's still useful content.
Right.
And you never know what goes viral. I wish I did. But it's useful content. And if you enjoy making content, you enjoy making videos, you enjoy editing, you enjoy the process of content creation and sharing, then it shouldn't be too difficult for you to get into it. The hardest part is now you want to make money from it. Now you got to kind of pivot into a different way of just okay, I'm not just posting anymore. I need to post for a potential opportunity that's going to sponsor or pay for my bills.
Posting for a purpose.
Exactly. No, that's honestly what it comes down to, is posting for a purpose. Because that's what I joined social media solely because I wanted to share travel. I was doing that on Snapchat and I was like, oh, this is not going anywhere. It's gone. After 24 hours, nobody else can see it.
Right.
So I'm just oh, wait. Instagram does these things. And I know people were trying to bully me into joining Instagram for the longest time. They bullied me into Snapchat too.
Girl, you don't know what you messing with.
Yeah. They're tagging me and stuff. They're oh, well, we can't tag you because you're not in it. Okay. That's fine. They don't have to know where I'm at.
No IG.
I was I'm okay. Facebook is there, but I don't even use Facebook as much anyway. But I was just you know what? There is no social media platform that I'm actually on. And this was before TikTok. So I was just actually TikTok had just been created. No, TikTok was 2016, I feel like. It wasn't too long ago. It's interesting. But yeah, that's funny. The app is not even 10 years old. That is so funny. No wonder they're trying to get rid of it. They're like, get this out of here. I mean, TikTok is really good for educating people as well. I think the U.S. is really trying to stop that. They don't want us to know.
U.S. wants control. That's what it is.
They're like, sell it to us or...
Exactly. Or, yeah.
And the app said they're not selling. So the U.S. is just going to have to miss out. And the rest of the world has it. The rest of the world is... So U.S. is just not going to have TikTok. The rest of the world... It's going to be hilarious to watch. Like... And then what sucks is the businesses and the companies that have built their platform.
Right.
Yeah, even the businesses that are using TikTok to generate income, not just the content creators on there, but like people, you know, and then some people, I'm like, you have to build something off of the social media apps because anything can happen. The people who made money off of TikTok, now they probably have something else outside of TikTok. They probably have a website.
They need to be
they're probably getting involved in other things.
Right.
Because you can just sit on TikTok and hope that that's the only, because now if TikTok is gone, you're going to be angry because you gained 500,000 followers on TikTok but did nothing with it. And now you have 0 followers because TikTok doesn't exist anymore. And now you're not doing it. Now you have to start from scratch because you didn't build something off of that. So that's my biggest thing is you have to build. That's why I use UGC is a really good way to like build something for yourself and start working with, like, let them know who you are. Your portfolio, your media kit, none of that is connected directly to social media. It's only like the social media that you connect to it that it generates that.
The driving force.
Yeah, so if you generate, the media kit specifically is generated with social media content. Well, social media, your account, not the content. But if you take out TikTok, it'll still have all the other apps. If you take out all the apps, the media kit will still generate information from the people who follow you, the people who relate to you, things like that. But it is usually connected to the social media. But the portfolio is not connected to any platform. It is you editing literally through Canva and taking clips that you recorded on your phone and putting it in there and saying, I'm going to send you this portfolio of my work so you can view it and see if you want to work with me.
Nice.
And the videos could have been on your platforms, whatever, but you should have a copy of it. And then you just upload that.
Okay. So you have on coitraveler.com, they can find the templates or they can find how to actually put these portfolios and such together. Yes,
and Coitravel.store has like itineraries as well.
Yeah.
Travel products you can use when you travel sized products, I guess. And I'm going to add more stuff to it. And then ebooks and guides that can help you kind of start this side hustle of content creation and how to make money from it. So I'm trying to teach people how to make money and also try to show them how to reach out to brands because there's a way to reach out to brands. I was reaching out to brands so wrong. Initially, I would literally send them a DM like, hi, I like your product. Can I work with you basically? And they're like, oh no, unfortunately, we don't have anything available for you right now, blah, blah, blah. How you actually reach out to them is by saying, hi, my name is blah, blah, blah. I run this account. I'm a social media influencer and blah, 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 blah. I would like to learn more about your partnerships, brand deals, media, and all your related PR stuff. There's a way, I have a template for it. And that one is actually free. And it's like how I would like to learn about blah, blah, blah. Can you send me or direct me to the person who is in charge of your media, PR, and social media influencing, whatever? They have to answer that question. They can't tell you, unfortunately, we're not willing to work with you right now. I asked you for contact details. And you don't know what I'm gonna send them. You don't know. I didn't send you an email. I didn't take a screenshot. You don't know what I'm asking for. I'm just saying I like your brand. I would like to work with you. You don't know in what capacity, but I want the contact for whoever I can reach out to, so I can directly talk to that person and say, this is what I have to offer. When I get that contact, then I send it to my assistants. Then they send the email that I also generated. I have template emails that one I sell. I have like up to 30 pages of like email templates. And DM templates as well, specifically for different categories. Travel, activities, food, restaurants, whatever, things to do. Like, it's all like curated for that. So when you send it, it's like, hi, I love this activity that you're doing, or I've been watching your brand for a while. I love this. I love to do things and I'm really adventurous and I blah, blah, blah. Can you please send me contact to this person? I think I have some ideas on how we could collaborate and blah, blah, blah.
Nice.
And then they'll be like, oh, okay, sure. Here's the contact. Then I contact them. They can also still say no, but I have their contact now. Right. So I'm just like, thank you. But if you send them
the actual person that makes the decision.
That's their job, like their marketing specialist, whatever, PR, media person. But if you just send them a random DM saying, hey, I
want to be down. Son.
Yeah. They're going to be like, no, thank you. We have people we're working with already. And there are some brands who are like straight up like, can you send me the contact? And they'll still be like, no, we are good for the year because we had enough people reach out to us. So we don't want to share that anymore. But usually it's like customer service that responds to those emails. So they'll just give you the contact so that you can reach out to them. Cool. But I had to learn that the hard way. After like cold calls and nobody responding, I was like, damn, what am I doing wrong? And I did research online. I researched and I saw other people saying, yeah, you need to like in the email you send them as well, That one I'm selling, you have to literally say exactly what you're willing to offer them. Bullet points. Like,
Right.
I will offer you a drone footage. I will offer you 10 stories on my page. I will offer you a reel. I will offer you a post and 3 images. I will offer you consistent stories while I'm doing whatever you want me to do. I will offer you editing, copy, whatever. Like, in bullets, like, this is all I have to offer you. Will you work with me so then we can bring your vision to life? And if they're like, oh, no, we're good, we already have all that. But then some people will be like, yeah, tell me more. Like, I'm interested. I'll bite. And so that email is telling them, I'll offer you all these things.
Right.
Straight up, like, you haven't spoken to anybody else. You just send it to them like a random. Who knows who's going to read it? It could be automated response. I don't know. But you send them like, I'll do these things because I can do them. And then I also link examples.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like, here are some work that I've done for blah, blah, blah that could relate to what you want me to do, or vision. So they can see the visual of like what it looks like working with me. And then,
Nice.
So it's like, I had to learn these things, like I said, the hard way because nobody told me. And I had to do research after failure, trial and error. And like, oh wow, yeah, this is not working.
Like I said, you the plug. You the plug. We're here to learn from you, and
Listen.
I'm sure that the brand hustlers would be more than willing to pay the price for the course, the mentorship, the whatever it takes in order to, like I said, to start to move in that direction of using the things that they use every day and just to start to accumulate another stream of income to really grow the future. So,
and then there are platforms you can work on that. I need to actually add that to my list of, like, I have a lot of platforms that reach out to me. Like, use our platform for your UGC stuff. Find brands through us. So there's a lot of those. Some are picky. Some are like, you record yourself talking to the camera so we can know. Right? So some are really picky, and some are just like, just sign up. Sign up for our platform so you can use our platform for your UGC stuff, which is really just saying, hey, we have the brands. You want to work with the brands, so sign up with us, and then, you'll have access to the brands. And it's basically the brands are posting what work. It's basically work. It is work. They're posting what they need you to do, and then you apply for it and say, hey, I'm willing to help you make this content.
This, right.
And then some people will list their prices on certain platforms. Some people won't. Some people will be like, oh, it's a gifting only. And I actually signed up for, I forgot that it was Social Cat. And this is in my ebook as well. I think I'll update that ebook and add even more now that they've contacted me. But Social Cat is basically like a gifting platform. This one, you're not making money. They said they were going to add that in the future. Maybe. But when I joined a year ago, I don't use them as much anymore because it was really commission work. So what they'll do is the companies will contact you and they'll say, oh, can you help us make content? And then we'll just gift you whatever it is. Somebody gifted me, I made a video about Mexico, a land in Mexico. And it's basically...
They gifted you what?
Land in Mexico.
Really?
But the land in Mexico is like one of those, like, you own a land in Mexico, like you're the empress and the emperor of your land. But it's one of those like patch, like it's like a square, like a... I hate to say, I want to say 4x4, but it's one of those like small patches of land.
Oh, so now you could build something on it.
You can't build nothing on it. No, you think just giving out for free? No.
But you can put something on one stilt.
But it's a nice gift to give somebody who's like really loves traveling. Like, hey, maybe you can't buy a house there right now, but here's this property that you can technically own legally because you can go visit and see like the plot of land that's in your name. Like, you own this small patch of ground.
Give me 10 feet. 10 by 10 or something.
Like, can I stand in it? Like, can I shuffle to the right and left? Like, I don't know. But yeah, so they gifted that. And I was just like, I'll take it. I've never owned land. I've never been an emperor and empress. So technically and legally, I'm an empress of land in Mexico. But, can I live there? No. Do I have a mansion there? No. Do I have a home? No.
Just gotta get an address.
Yeah. There's a general address you can use, but it's like off the path. And I'm like, it's okay. I've never visited. Can you imagine? I have a land in Mexico and I've never visited. So it was a nice gift, but it was like they gifted that to me so I could make a video about it. So if you're like just starting off and you know that maybe you're not sure, like that's a good way to get experience as well and like get stuff gifted to you. Yes, that's what I did. So I made a bunch of videos. I used some of those videos as like content in my portfolio. And then as I kept getting better, I was replacing those content with like the better version. Mm-hmm. But just to have a portfolio, you can do that for free, of course, without signing up for a platform. The platform is free, but you can do it without like doing anything. You could just take whatever product you have in your house. If I have a phone, I'll put a recorder. I'm like, look at this phone. It does this, it does that. You put it on the table, you record in a nice lighting. Like, you can do it with any product you own, but you're not gonna get paid for it because you're doing it because it's free and you just want, the experience. But with the Social Cat, you can do that because with a brand that's gonna send you free stuff. So you can make it for them, get the experience of saying, I worked with a brand, so you don't have to lie about it. You can actually say, I work with this brand. And it's product that they sent you and content that you send them back. So it's a really nice way to start. And I did that for a year. I didn't get like a ton of products. I probably worked with like 5 brands and they all liked my work. And I was just like, okay, well, now I can start charging people because I was already making content on my social media separately. The UGC thing was just something I was like, I want to make money from it because IG's they pay you. IG does this thing where they give you money based on ads run when your video is going. Like if you have a really long video, they can run ads in the middle. Like you're watching a reel and an ad pops up. Yeah, like I don't know how to do it, but they do it. And I was just like, oh no. When I signed up for that and I said, okay, yeah, you can run ads on my thing. They sent me like a check. I mean, the check was like all of $5, but that's how much like ads they were running. And then it was some money coming in. Now, if you're making consistently viral videos and they're doing that, you could get a few $100s a month. You know, it's not like money that will change your life, but it's passive income that's just coming. And what you want to do is have passive income from different places, not just one, because if that one source falls apart, then, you know, you're screwed. So you want to have different sources. That way you can make money and be able to stay home and chill and like money's coming in because of
just create content.
Yeah, that's my goal. Like really just create content, doing what I enjoy. And it's hard enough as it is trying to get out there without too much help and people always like gatekeeping stuff. So everybody's kind of just doing their own thing. Like I really wish I do have some content creative friends. Like if you're a content creator, please DM me, Coitraveler. If you're in the area, especially, we can work together. I know a few people that are interested in content creation, but they're not serious. So it's not like we can work together because they're not really trying to make, you know, like I'm the one pushing them, like, go make the content now, go share it, you know, post it. They just think it's so hard about it. I'm like, oh, damn, like, okay. It's just me. It's me and my content against the world.
So yeah, look forward to the content creation collaboration group that we're now formulating.
Yes.
That is definitely a thing. We'll definitely set out information on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to.
But I think you gave them enough.
I did. That's all free educational content for you to use to make your own content.
All right, so go ahead and just give them like how they can find you on social media. I mean,
yes.
I know all your information will be tagged down in the description as far as the websites, whatever. So how can people find you?
Well, you can find me on social media. Everything, honestly, if you Google Coitraveler, everything pops up.
Google it. Google it. You don't even got on the platform. Google it.
Yes, Googling Coitraveler, COI Traveler. It's only me. And there's nobody else using that name but me. And it's legally like a registered business online. The website as well, if you type in anything Coitravel, usually it's going to be my stuff that pops up. But if you also want to find me on IG, it'll be Coitraveler, COI Traveler.
We definitely look forward to connecting, creating content, and just to continue growth. Thank you, Brand Hustlers, for tuning in for another episode of the Brand Hustlers here with Sandra Awodele.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it.
You tried.
Close enough. Oh,
yeah.
Close enough. But anyways, appreciate you spending some time with us. It's actually a pretty long episode.
Yeah.
Which I enjoyed the conversation. Be sure to catch our next episode next Friday, whatever Friday it is. Yes, it's your boy Ryan Roundtree, also known as Tree the Creator, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
You've been tuning in to the Brand Hustlers podcast, the sanctuary for ambition, innovation, and the relentless spirit of entrepreneurship. We hope today's journey has fueled your passion, sparked your curiosity, and given you the insights you need to take your brand to new heights. Remember, every big achievement starts with the dream and the courage to hustle for it. Don't miss our next episode where we uncover more stories, strategies, and insights from the world of business. Until then, keep hustling, stay inspired, and turn your vision into victory. Thank you for listening, and remember, your brand's legacy starts right now.